thing that we all know at this point, and that is that Moon Knight is gonna be a banger.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
The stuff they've already put out for this show, I think everybody who's meant to be involved with it is going to be ready to tune in. It looks like it could be a 10 out of 10.
I mean, I don't like throwing those out. 10 out of 10s are very rare, but it could very easily, and it will be the best Disney Plus show they've put out, for sure. Like, some of them are hit and miss. Loki, not that good, but most people like it. We're the weird ones. I appreciate that. We have different opinions. But WandaVision was really good. I think that was generally accepted as being a very, very interestingly done show.
Yeah.
And the way they put it forward was actually surprising.
Yeah, well, you have to think, that was the first Disney Plus show. They started off their roster pretty strong, and I think they made the best decision for the streaming service when they said, you know what, we'll put the most interesting one first, because that will make people really believe and think to themselves that they need to be tuning in.
Because as well as that, Hawkeye turned out to be really, really good. I liked almost every episode, and by far that's the best overall show for me. WandaVision, really, really good. Hawkeye, better. What If? It was okay. It wasn't great. It was a nice little snippet of a different world. And then there's Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which was alright. Not as bad as Loki, but not particularly intriguing.
Yeah, it's not going to be high on my tier list, but from what we've received from Moon Knight, I think this one's going to be placing top 1, honestly.
Top 1.
Really. It's not even a top 3, it's a top 1.
Hey, NarendraTheComic here.
Nonsense.
Yes, so right now we're going to be reacting to this little featurette for Moon Knight. It's coming out in, what, 2-3 weeks time?
Oh, yeah.
The Batman's just come out, very good movie, and now we're getting this very, very soon. And after this, there's bloody Doctor Strange in the multiverse of madness. So, this show, I feel, is gonna blow people away. The average viewer, not the MCU hard nut, but just people clicking on saying, oh, I like Oscar Isaacs. That looks like a cool costume design. What's going on there? It's a superhero show, but dark?
I feel like this could have the ability of being one of the best received shows of 2022.
Overall. Wow.
Because of how different this is for the Disney and Marvel brand, and also incredible actors, hopefully a really good script, interesting premise.
Yeah.
This could branch out from the regular people watching Marvel films and Marvel productions to the regular person saying, you know what, I've heard a lot about this, maybe we should get Disney Plus.
I think this one is the one that's going to have the most cross-pollination draw. Like, it's going to bring in people who never watched this stuff before. So that's a good thing. The more people involved, the better in most cases. I mean, too many cooks do spoil the broth, so there's also that. But in general, you know, the more people who love something, the better it normally gets. Star Wars would disagree with you with that, but let's leave that aside. Obi-Wan looked good. That trailer looked pretty good. But let's get to this featurette. Let's go. Oh!
There's chaos in you. The fun of Moon Knight is getting introduced to a new superhero in a new world.
It's a real, legitimate character study.
I can't tell the difference between my waking life and dreams.
Moon Knight is a spectacular character. He's got an incredibly unique visual look.
Our job was to kind of put a lens on the things that had the most dramatic juice and ultimately take the mental health aspect incredibly seriously.
I am Stephen.
The way we're tackling the story, we learn about Stephen and then learn about Mark.
What's wrong with you, Mark?
Why did you call me Mark?
And they're the same person.
The tone is like Fight Club meets Indiana Jones. It's a bit dark at times. To tie it into something so vast and supernatural, it's amazing. Thank you.
Every aspect of the show has a duality, and we've shifted the paradigm.
What was that?
For me, what's really exciting is that it's totally unpredictable.
Still, they're really killing it with those outro Disney Plus shots.
Yeah,
they are.
They're putting the money into them. They're making sure that they're going to be memed and clipped up. But for 90 seconds, they gave a lot of the story, but not giving you the context of which the story is in.
Yeah, they packed it full so that people who maybe haven't watched much else
will give you an idea of what the show's about without telling you what it's about.
Yeah, they've done a really good job at hitting that intrigue factor and giving you lines from the director and the actors and Kevin Feige to get people to say, you know what, this sounds really sick. I want to watch. I do think they're going to be taking the mental health aspect of this character and try to represent it in a reasonable light. Obviously, this man is going through some terrible things, and there are some supernatural elements to it.
Right.
But there are people who have multiple personality disorder. I don't know what the exact medical term is for that now, but that's the way that I remember that phrase. But I feel like they're going to be very careful with the way they're representing this and show it for how difficult it can be, and maybe show some of the potential upsides with it, if there are any upsides.
Well, I think the upside is that he's a superhero, right? So the regular person does not have that ability to become imbued by the powers of the Egyptian moon god.
I don't mean it like that. I mean that maybe certain members of his personality might be able to do things that other members can't, with things like confidence or maybe certain skills. I could see that maybe potentially being something that happens in real life.
Well, that's what they're going to do with this. Steven is more of a introvert. He's a bit all over the place, whereas Mark is like a killer. They're really going to hit those two very distinctly and very different, which is why I think the accent being so bad from Oscar Isaac is purposefully like that. So there's a distinct difference between the two characters probably. But again, it looks really good. That's the main takeaway from anything we see from this. Ethan Hawke, great actor.
Yeah.
Oscar Isaacs, amazing. I know we've talked about the casting problems with him not being Jewish, but it's what it is, you know? Whatever. You can't have it all in life, and apparently they couldn't have cast a Jewish person in this role. Whatever. His dad was a rabbi. In the comics, it's set in Egypt because the Jews were persecuted in Egypt. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Point being, all right, looks good. I hope they don't mess it up now. That's the big thing. Because some of these shots looked absolutely phenomenal. Khonshu and Mark Spector, Moon Knight, and Ethan Hawke were all in one scene.
Shot, right?
Were they going up to the heavens? I don't know.
Was that powers being distributed?
I don't know. Oh, that's Mr. Knight. That's not actually Moon Knight.
That's the one that doesn't hold back. He's like a proper...
he's the savage. More savage to some degree than Moon Knight. But that's a really odd shot, almost like a rainbow.
I was
but
thinking rainbow.
more ethereal almost.
Like a power wave?
Yeah. And then Ethan Hawke seemed to have powers of some sort where he's levitating a rock in his hand. I didn't know he had those types of powers. It might be a compass. It might be him trying to find something.
It might be an amulet.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it could be something that he uses to gain the followers that he has, because he's almost like a messiah figure.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe this is something that he uses. Maybe it's a mystical object.
He also looks younger in that shot, doesn't he?
Maybe that's just the way that they've styled him, and with the band around his head.
Yeah, maybe it's just that. He does look younger there, though, to be honest. He's quite an old guy now, Ethan Hawke. He's not a young buck, to be fair. Like, young buck is young. He's not young.
But maybe that was what was right for the role, right?
Maybe it was. Maybe he's had to spend more time on Earth. Maybe he's actually a lot older than he seems. He might be hundreds of years old. We don't know. There's all this magic stuff going on, as well as a weird purple lightning bolt coming out of the pyramids.
Yeah. Honestly, the shots we're getting from this show, the bar is being set so high because everything they've given us has been really high quality. Even the featurette with what they're telling us, they're really saying, keep watch, keep a keen eye, because you're going to really enjoy this, which means they're hoping to over-deliver.
Yeah.
But that's very difficult when you've set the expectations so high already.
With this, just put the right person in it if you're going to have cameos, and then it might work. If you don't, you don't. But if it's based in New York at all, which it doesn't seem to be, it seems to be based in London and across Europe, but if it's in New York, you better be getting me some Daredevil. You better be getting me some Daredevil.
That would be nice.
Needs to happen.
If that happens, it would go so viral.
Yeah. Think about the Spider-Man No Way Home clip. I'm a very good lawyer.
Yeah.
Right? We might not get it, but I want it. Anyway, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please do like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel down there. If you didn't, Moon Knight himself gonna come after you. You don't want that. Do they want that?
No.
You really don't. So just subscribe anyway to avoid that. I've been NarendraTheComic.
I've been Nonsensei.
She's been Nonsensei. You've been Graham. We'll see you next time. That's tomorrow. If you don't know, make a video every single day. Been doing it every day for over 1,000 days now. We ain't stopping till we get to 10,000 subscribers. So do subscribe. Pop back again tomorrow for some more quality shitty content, because hashtag never not here, just how it goes. Also bring up bakwas means nonsense in Punjabi. We also bring that, bring a lot, bring a little, do a lot, do a little, but we do indeed bring the quality shitty content on a daily basis. So see you tomorrow. More of the same, slightly different, but essentially the very same. Once more, see you then. Skadoosh.